Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is the first official podcast for the M3 in 2020.
Woo!
We got the gaming quarter as usual with Jayden. He's going to be talking about some of the stuff that he liked of the past games and everything like that. And we're going to be doing a little bit of recap 2019, some of our oh my god, best moments and oh my god, worst moments,
hmm
and then talking about some of the things that we are looking forward to in 2020 and beyond. Hopefully, we're going to be going good.
You know, Davis, with 2020 coming around, I find it quite insulting that you still wear glasses.
Well, I'm blind. I've been blind since I was
But
four.
it's
Okay.
2020. Everyone
Yeah.
must have
I.
perfect vision in
Do you know what's funny
2020.
about that? Is that I got random ads on Facebook about getting LASIK, and I've never. Which is what the hell? I haven't clicked into getting my eyes checked or anything like that anytime recently. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I was about to
get out of
ask.
here.
I literally, uh, so one of the things that I'm planning to do is the summer is I'm planning to go to Europe, and then I told my buddy Tuna, okay, go, okay, start saving your money. We're going to Japan next year. He's like, I don't know if we could do that. I'm like, the fuck we can't. We're doing it. Stop buying video games. You have enough already. But
Yeah.
anyways, so I was searching online for this website called Kentucky. So it's like you could take tours and stuff like that. So I was gonna do like a whole Europe trip, and now all I get for are ads for Kentucky. And might I say, I quite enjoy the ads for Kentucky, unlike Google Stadia and Google Chromebook, which is so fucking annoying. Except the one with Bill Nye. The one with Bill Nye is fantastic. So,
Oh, I haven't seen any of these.
so if you are have annoying ads, just search up something quite a few times. So for me, it was Kentucky. You guys can search up whatever you want. Uh,
Yeah.
Porn isn't an option, fellas. Sorry, they can't do that on YouTube or Twitch or
On
anything like that.
Yeah, I heard on one of the Joe Rogan podcasts I was listening to, a guy was saying just to go through his ads to kind of make it the aggro all of it line up and everything. He was like all of the YouTube every YouTube video he watched was puppies for a month straight, and then he ended up getting ads for pet shelters and stuff like that.
That's the good one. Unless it's like those really sad ones where it's like these dogs need your help and it's like all black and white and shit, and then you
Yeah,
you, you feel
super
really
sad
bad,
music.
and then you feel even worse when you have to skip it because you're like, I'm sorry, I love you dogs, but
Go away, I don't have any money.
yeah, literally. Okay, before we get on to anything, I want to have a general discussion about what I've been watching. For some reason, I got back into the epic rap battles of history.
Ooh, I
That
haven't watched those in a few years.
so fucking good. I love them. Some of them are like terrible. One of them that I recently started liking was Joker versus Pennywise.
Oh yeah,
Pennywise
I
all the
think
way.
I saw that one.
Pennywise all the way. Joker doesn't have shit on Pennywise. It was such a good rap, and it was like so refreshing because I never watched it before,
Hmm.
and it's really sad to see what these guys had kind of become because it's like when they released a new one, it was like boom, 7 million views out the box, which is like
Hmm.
their cap now. They usually will not get over like 10 mil subs. But like before it was like, oh yeah, this one got 43 million, this one got 78 million, something like that, depending on the characters.
Yeah,
It's really
that
sad to see
well,
that.
it was before Nice Peter left for what 3 years or something like that,
Yeah.
and now he's back and everything. So
It hasn't been
it's
the same,
it's
right?
yeah, exactly getting that revamp going and everything. And people that have watched it before will have myself, for example, grown up maybe not as interested in it anymore.
But you know what it is, but it's and if you saw it, you're like, oh, maybe I'd check this out. Meanwhile, people will be like, I don't know what this is, but I've started enjoying like older content more. Even Tobuscus, I saw Tobuscus started reposting and
Oh, really?
making videos and stuff. Yeah, and they are definitely not as good as the older ones, and they definitely
Hmm.
don't get nearly enough traction or Epic Mealtime. I found the newer episodes just kind of sucked.
Yeah, I gave up on them a few years ago.
That's like I don't know of any channels from the old days that I consistently watch now, because even something like Achievement Hunter or Rooster Teeth, I still don't watch fully. I still don't commit a lot of my time to watching their stuff.
Yeah, I definitely only watch anything new. The only channel I would say that I still watch, even just once in a while, that I did back in the day would be Nigga Higa.
Higa
I,
Higa,
s-
yeah.
I still watch some of his stuff. Occasionally he does right now he's not really doing skits like he did back in the day anymore, but he does
Mm-hmm.
like challenges with his friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll watch those occasionally. So that's probably the only one I can think of off the top of my head that I from back like early 2000s to now.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's like, I can't even think of anything because I remember Rooster Teeth back in the day when they were all basically one conglomerate channel. I remember watching everything Achievement Hunter put out. I would watch the RT Life. I would watch like their achievement hunting videos. I would watch their like competitions and stuff, and I would watch every single Minecraft Let's Play every time it came out. Now
Hmm.
it's like I could seriously not give a fuck. I try to watch something of theirs for like a few minutes, and I'm like, next. It's only certain people I will watch, and it's like I have a whole new taste in the exact same things. I still love video games, but it's like I have a brand new taste in what I want to
Yeah.
watch and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I watched Final Space, or well, I'm in the process of watching the
It's
second
such a
season of
good,
Final Space.
it's such a good show. I binged that.
Oh my
Like
god,
as soon as the second season came out, I think I watched it in like 3 days.
I'm at the point where they just rescued old Kato, and he's
Yep.
trying to regain his memories back, and his son's getting pissed off at him for losing his memory.
Avocado.
Avocado, really?
Yeah.
You remember like clear water, but you can't remember your own son. Okay,
Yeah.
I see how it is, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I started watching that. I haven't watched Witcher, but you definitely have.
Yeah. I started watching. Yeah. I am episode 5, I do believe, out of like 8, I think 8 or 10, something. I don't remember how many exactly.
Hmm.
Um, it's a little hard to get into. Like, there's definitely like it's especially if you're a Game of Thrones fan going in and you know that story.
Hmm.
I've watching Witcher. I think they definitely like know the audience of people that love the games, and I think you. I've never played any games, read any of the books or anything, so I'm going in completely
New.
just based off the fact that I like ancient stories like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Yeah. And
Um,
And the thing with that is a lot of people are skipping a lot of the Witcher universe. They're skipping the first and second games and all the books, and they're either going straight from the TV series to the third game or the third game to the TV series.
mhm.
And they're kind of missing a lot of what actually is important there, right? They're
Yeah,
missing a ton of story.
and I think that's the thing with the show is especially in the first like 2 episodes. How it's written, it seems to me that like you kind of have to know that realm. You have to know the world a little bit to get into it.
Yeah,
It took
exactly.
me until about like I still watched it, but just because I was like, hey, this is pretty interesting, like enough to kind of tie in a little bit.
Hmm.
So like, but it took me until about the third or fourth episode before I started actually getting really interested in it because the first episode especially is like, hey, you really have to like, it really watches like you should already know the lore.
Yeah, exactly right. So I don't know. I want to get into it, but I've just been streaming and playing video games by myself that it's really just like uh I don't really have time for it, even though I definitely do. I do have the time for it. I can never just like push myself to watch something
Yeah.
like Final Space was pretty easy for me because I love like the cartoony style, and
Mm-hmm.
Mooncake is the best character ever written.
Chickly,
Chookity
chickly,
pop.
buck, buck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that's gonna be a meme. Two grown men just going chookity pop.
Chickly, chickly, buck, buck.
Yeah,
Chickly.
that's yeah,
And
like stuff
yeah,
like that.
Final Space compared to Witcher, like it's kind of in that like Family Guy realm or like Futurama where like you can watch it and pay attention and you'd be interested in it, or you could have it in like background and kind of be watching it.
And it's still
Witcher is
funny.
another one of those shows like Game of Thrones, like Walking Dead, like Breaking Bad, where you have to like it's a full world. You have to actually sit down and like take the time to
See,
engage
and
into
that's
it.
the thing. When I got introduced to Game of Thrones, I was already 8 episodes behind my friends, so I kind
Mhm.
of just jumped in at the very last few episodes of season one, and then after that, it was actually a really funny story. We watched it in this dude's basement for like a few episodes, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm house sitting this guy for like 6 months. No one's gonna be there. We can move all these couches and stuff in there, and we have our own private viewing room." So we're
Oh,
like,
that's dope.
fuck yes. So we would like every weekend or even every day after work, we would just be like, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, and everyone would be like, yep, yep, yep. And there would be like four people. We'd either like order a pizza or someone would grab snacks or you would bring your own shit. And most of the time when I started watching it, I was like, yeah, I understand. I understand. And literally, I would fall asleep because we'd be watching Game of Thrones until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm
Catching
just,
up and everything like that. Yeah.
well, no, it was not even just catching up. It was just watching all the seasons, like even
Mm.
if we restarted, and I would just fall asleep for like an episode and a half, and I would miss a ton of stuff, and they would be like, "Oh, that was so good." I'm like, "Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
it
team."
it took
Whoa.
me my second viewing to really catch more things, catch more details with like Game of Thrones and like and again, I'm the person that I never read any of the books, but I know I have all the seasons. Actually, I don't own season 8 yet, but
Hmm.
I have all of them on DVD and I rewatched the entire series before season 8 came out and even then I re-picked up on things that I didn't watch even the second time going. Like it's a show that every time you re-watch it, you tend to notice little more details and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, right? You tend to see a lot more. I see, and that's why I don't think I will get into Witcher. Like, it's not that I don't like Game of Thrones, it's that I don't understand Game of Thrones to the point I want to.
Hmm.
And I would love Game of Thrones if, like, it was okay. It's your like four factions trying to fight each other. It's like you have like eight different factions fighting each other. You have this bitch who's trying to like take over the world, but she also is trying to like bang this dude, and then just like random sex in between. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like,
And it's all based off of lore that even watching from the first episode, you don't know any of the lore. You have to kind of just listen to them talking about it.
yeah, yeah, like, and it's something that you kind of have to be sitting there for. Meanwhile, something like Lord of the Rings, because talking about epic rap battles, it's like J.R.R. Tolkien and George R.R. Martin.
Oh, right. Yep.
So like, I much prefer Lord of the Rings because Lord of the Rings has basically the exact same things, but I think it includes way more magic, and
Yeah.
it's so much more simple. Like Gandalf has this mission. Did he succeed? Yes or no? We'll
Hmm.
see. Like the main mission is to get Frodo to throw the last ring into the fires of Mount Doom or whatever the fuck. And
Yeah.
I am right. I don't know
And
why I'm doubting myself.
it's funny that you bring it up because I just rewatched the first one and I'm halfway through the second one now on Netflix. I just happened to decide to watch it.
Nice.
So yeah, and now tonight I'm gonna finish the second one and then probably one of these days, probably Friday, I'll watch the third. And
Hmm.
but the thing is, on Netflix, they're just the regular versions. They're not the extended, but it's still like almost 3 hours. Like yeah, just a hair under 3 hours for the second movie.
Hmm. I
So,
rewatched all the old Batmans and I love those. Like
which Batmans? You have to be more specific.
Batman Begins, Batman,
Oh, Dark Knight and Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight,
Rises,
Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, I
the
watched all three
trilogy.
of those. I was very happy to see those
Yeah,
on Netflix.
that's
What
a
I,
good
what I
trilogy.
wish was on Netflix is Spaceballs by Mel Brooks. God damn it,
Uh, who made that?
Mel
I
Brooks.
doubt it will be because
It's not. I know it's not, and it's
yeah.
frustrating as hell because it's a
Well,
Star Wars ripoff. Like, come on, this would be the perfect time to put Spaceballs on
yeah,
with Disney Plus.
exactly. Yeah, exactly, because it's not Disney owned, so it would be a good way of adding a little bit more. But they are getting a few more things. I noticed they have Vikings on there now, and that's another.
Oh right.
It's another show that I started watching. I got decently far, and then I just kind of like lost halfway through, so I need to re get into it. So now that it's on, like I can watch it regardless. But yeah, Vikings is another good one. But
Hmm.
again, that shows my interest. I like more of that fantasy genre stuff than
Than the
yeah,
realism kind of stuff.
yeah. But one thing that I am like, it took a while. It came out in October, so it's back in 2019. But I took a while for me to finally start watching it. But one of my favorite episodes of television that I've watched so far this year, again, even though it came out last year,
Hmm.
was Titans season two. It episode, I don't know what episode number it was, but it's if you know anything about Titans, so like it was the Superboy episode.
Hmm.
It was such a good episode of television, just character wise, like story, the action, animation, everything like that. So basically, if you don't know, Superboy is basically he's a clone, a fusion of Superman and Lex Luthor.
Ooh.
So you have that origin of like the smartness of Lex Luthor and the power, like almost all the same powers as Superman.
Hmm.
And then they have Crypto the super dog as well in this episode.
Ooh. Oh,
And
crypto.
then how they fused it in with the end of the previous episode at the very end of this one. It was it was just a really good and entertaining thing of television that got me back into finishing Titans, and now I'm only up like 4 episodes behind on Titans now, and it's definitely this season of Titans, second season, is way better than the first season,
Well,
hands down.
I gotta I gotta take a look at that one day. But
Yeah, I know the first season's on Netflix, but because the only thing it's yeah, it's on DC Universe, which is only available on in the US. So yeah,
what's better, Titans or Teen Titans Go? Because I fucking love Teen Titans Go.
I've never watched Teen Titans
You never
Go. I've
watched Teen
watched
Titans Go?
no, because the
So good.
animation. Actually, that's a lie. I watched a couple episodes with my niece and nephew
There you go.
when I so I but no, the original Teen Titans from the 2000s is way better. Or if you're gonna watch an animated DC show, watch Young Justice. It's a really good show.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm one for playing video games, which kind of gets us into the topic. Smooth transition there.
Yeah,
Topic. So I posted on Twitter. I posted a twit longer. First time I ever did that, and I'm kind of glad it was this. So it's my top 13 games of 2019.
mhm.
So I couldn't pick a top 10. I feel like top 10s really just saturate the list, and it's like
So instead of 15 or 10, you went in the middle, went 13.
the better answer would have been 12.5. So then it was directly in the middle of 15 and 10. But I have 16 games on this list. 3 were honorable mentions because all they were there for was just achievements. But
Pulled a Watch Mojo
yeah,
honorable mentions.
yeah, fucking fuck Watch Mojo, dude. They don't understand literally anything. They whenever they did a Call of Duty Zombies list, a YouTuber by the name of Mr. T Lexify would make a video on it and be like, "You're just wrong. You're just plain wrong." They were like, "The best wonder weapon in the game is the ray gun," and everyone's like, "No, that's the worst wonder weapon in the game. The Sliquifier had the potential to at any round to kill a zombie with one shot. All the zombies in a round with one shot."
And they released a best of the decade, like 2010 to 2009 films, and a worst of the decade. But then one of my comments that I put under actually got a few likes under, because they didn't include Logan as even an honorable mention for best of the decade. And it was like
Yeah, Logan was really good.
it's Hugh Jackman's final. He played freaking Wolverine for that entire decade. Like, how did
Yeah,
he not even?
he didn't even
So,
make it there.
but anyway, not watch mode. Let's continue talking about what you were
Yeah.
talking about.
So I have
Sorry
like
about that.
I have a few games. A lot of them are indie games because I thought indie games really showed for me this year.
Do
Like
you have a single EA game on there
um
after all the rants that you had?
no, I don't
Didn't think so.
actually. No, not an EA game. If I would put an EA game on this list, it would probably be like a very low honorable mention, which would be NHL. Actually, it would be Apex Legends because I played that game a lot.
Mm.
And then I got all the achievements, and I'm like, okay. And then when I left, like 3 months later, they came out with that $200 knife or whatever, and I said,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then
I'm
we
glad I
ran.
quit that game. Fuck it. My friends are like, you should join. Like we're getting back into it. I'm like, I'm not touching that shit. And I watched a ton of Angry Joe show videos showing like, yeah, look at NBA or NFL 2020, literally the exact same character creation. There were no additions. If anything, they removed stuff. The characters are all basically the same. You basically just copy and pasted the same game, and people still fucking buy it for no reason whatsoever.
Hmm.
So if you're an EA fan and you like buying NHL 2020, NHL 20, NFL 20, NBA
Actually,
2K20, fuck right off. Don't even
well,
touch it.
on my brother-in-law was telling me about this. That there is a $30 a year EA pass that you can get, that you get at any game, like any sports game. So whether NHL, NBA, and whatever it may be.
Hmm.
So it's only specific to the sports, EA Sports, but it's only $30 a year, and you can get any NBA at any of the sports games. So if you like those games, that's at least one positive thing
You
that
would
they're.
think that's a good idea, but the reason that is there is because they're gonna put that there, and then they're gonna flash Ultimate Team Mode, and you're gonna spend $500 trying to get Messi to fucking shoot a hockey puck in the basketball net, and you're just gonna be sitting there like, holy shit, I spent $500 on this shitty game to get someone who is not worth anything in the real world.
Wait, let's put a pin in that. We'll contact Dude Perfect because they would actually do something like that.
I know. If I see Dude Perfect post like, cause I remember like when they first started their channel. When did they start? Like 2016. Like this is no, not
No,
even, that was way longer.
they've been going on for years.
Like,
They're not original, but they're definitely like the second or third highest channel on YouTube
let
right
me
now.
just quickly Madden Stereotype. Oh, 2013. Okay, so 2013 wasn't the worst. So they put out Madden Stereotypes, which was a pretty good video. But if they were to do that now,
Oh, that
or
video what
they
I
were
know
to
what you're talking about, yeah.
ever promote a game from EA that includes this bullshit microtransaction market, I would call them out first thing and I'd say, okay, no, because first off, you want to treat your fans right, and you've done a lot of good collaborations. You did stuff with Nerf, with Ruffles, which are both really good brands. The
Hmm.
games that you've played are like Fortnite with Ninja, which was super cool. You played Gang Beasts, which is a really fun party game, which is also an indie game, which is really, really good. But if they dare to be like, yeah, Madden 2020, buy Madden 2020, I will be like, you can fuck right off. I like,
No,
you guys are
they
good.
don't. They're not a big gaming channel, so like the only time you want to see video games with them, like yes, they get sponsored by EA sometimes, but it's just in their
Do they?
other what is
Oh
it
yeah,
over?
yeah, yeah.
But they get overtime when they do the game occasionally. So
Yeah, but
I
still.
don't think anything. But even if they did, they are multimillionaires. Like I don't
They're not
think.
gonna listen, but it's gonna be
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say I don't think your little tiny rant is gonna do anything
it's
about it.
not gonna do anything. But I hope it like maybe like Kobe Cotton will look and just be like, guys, you really fucked up. And like I don't think, and I know a lot of other people will go for it too. I'm pretty sure like the Angry Joe show would be livid if he saw all of this shit go down. And you know how bad these gaming communities can get. Like EA has the lowest, or has the world record for the most downvoted comment in Reddit history. They
Hmm.
have one of the most laughed at trials of all time by saying they are not loot boxes, they are surprise mechanics.
Okay, let's bring this back to your original topic. We will talk about this when we talk about.
If
Let's.
EA game shows up on my list, guaranteed it's not made by them, but that's it. So like I have What Remains of Edith Finch at 13, which was like which is basically like a movie as a video game. You're in that person's shoes and you get to live their story. And there's really not much else to it. It's not like you can change their story or anything like that. You can have fun in some of the levels, but it's mostly just about this weird family that all mysteriously somehow die. Like one
Mhm.
person dies by a train after living in a bomb shelter for 30 years, or this lady was killed by a bunch of people who entered her house, or like this daughter who jumped out of a window because she was starving because her mom was starving her and stuff like that. It's really messed up, but it's also super cool.
Mhm.
Then we have Slay the Spire, which is a roguelike card game. So you go throughout the dungeon, you collect cards, and then when you die, you have to restart and stuff like
Oof.
that. It's pretty fun. Halo Wars 2. That one was fun because not only was it a good RTS, like a strategy game, it was
Mhm.
also really good for expanding the world of Halo to me. So it's like, oh, you've got all of these different units and stuff like that. Some of the story didn't really
Mhm.
make sense about like why is this artificial intelligence so fucking useless? Like I get they're based off of people, but they're supposed to be more enhanced than people, so they shouldn't stutter or lag at
Mhm.
all, or freeze up to the point where an entire planet dies because an AI didn't understand what was going on.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like there are
Hence why it's
enemies.
lower on the list.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower on the list for that. Jackbox Party Pack 2 comes in at number 10, mostly because this game is funny as hell. Like, you could just play this game with however many people. Like, I've played it on stream a few times. I even played it with Christmas with, like, my family. and
Yeah.
we were having so much fun. It
Is
was
that yeah, that's the multiplayer one. Yeah, I tried joining once, I think. Is that the one?
yeah. So you
Yeah.
connect with your phone, and
Yeah.
so you only need one copy of the game, and everyone can play. And there's a ton
Yeah.
of these. Like there's Jackbox Party 6. It's like you have to figure out who's the alien and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So there's a ton of fun stuff there. What else is there? Number 9 is Demon's Tilt. This motherfucking pinball game that would not leave my goddamn brain alone, and it was super annoying. Like I would tweet at their Twitter and I would be like, "You guys, I hate you because you made an awesome game, but I also hate you because this game is impossible." But I did do the impossible. I got 1.9 billion points in a game, which is really difficult, and it
Hmm.
landed me 58th place at the time in the world.
1.9 billion points, and that's 58th. Holy
58th.
shit.
The top place is like 2.1347 billion. So, yeah, I had a long ways to go. So we'll
That's a
we'll
lot
see.
of grinding.
That's a lot of grinding, yeah. That was a lot of grinding just for 1 billion. Like, you know how
Hmm.
many games that was? That was probably about 80 games. And
Hmm.
that's with me rage quitting. So I would like if I saw a ball go down on my first ball and I was only at 500,000 points, I would restart and try again. Or if
Hmm.
it's like I got 10 mil on my first ball and it
So it's
sunk,
pinball.
I said it was pinball.
Did you? Sorry, I zoned out on
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
zoned out, just all over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, super fun game. Definitely recommend that. I picked Celeste at number 8 because I played this game because my buddy had it. I was gonna get it for free. I completely missed it, went over my head because I was busy with Shannon at the time, and we were like, I was never home, and I never really played my Xbox too much until
Hmm.
like this summer. So when that game came around, I was like, oh, I want to play it, and my buddy's like, oh, I have it, just borrow my account, and I played it, and I fell in love with it because the art style is amazing, the game runs super flawlessly and is super smooth.
Hmm.
It's just an amazing game. Number 7 was Saints Row 2, the game where you play as a gangster, and holy
Not GTA 4,
not GTA 4. Saints Row
as
2
we've
is
had.
the best gangster game out there, and don't even try to come at me. Saints Row 2 is the best, and here's why. You play against 3 other gangs, and you could choose which gangs you want to take down. Their stories are uh, unique enough to the point where you can just pick whichever one, and they all feel different. But they're
Hmm.
all the same, as in, yeah, you feel like a badass every time you do something, you take something away from them. Because you have, like, a gang that focuses on cars and weapons, a gang that focuses on drugs, and a gang that focuses on like prostitution, gambling, and money and stuff like that. And they all have
Hmm.
their unique style, unique cars, everything. It's just an amazing game. Um, Number 6 was Wizard of Legend. This little game, I put in like 30 hours and I 100%ed it. Oh my god, it was such a fun 30 hours because it's super
Hmm.
smooth, super unique art style, and it's a game where you pick spells and like a cloak and you go into this thing and you go until you die. And then when you die, you have to restart and do it all over again. So
Yeah,
I think I've talked about this
I think
before.
you've mentioned it before. Now that you say that, yeah.
It's so fucking good. Like if I'll say this about every game. If you haven't played these games yet, you need to play them because these games are like if these sound like games that you are like, yeah, maybe I would play this. Definitely play it. Definitely play it. Um, I have 4 and 5 at a tied spot. It's Overcooked 1 and 2, the game I played with Shannon a lot.
Hmm.
So this game is about like cooking and teamwork and stuff like that. And we 100% of the first game, and we're almost done 100%ing the second game. Don't know when that's gonna happen, but we like that game is just fun. It's a nice little cartoon, uh, nice music, fun mechanics, stuff like that. It's just a blast. I love it. Number 3 was Ori and the Blind Forest. I have this game on on PC. I always was like, yeah, I like this game. Never beat it until I came to Xbox. Then I
Hmm.
fell back in love with it, and I'm like, holy man, I'm only 3 achievements away from beating that game. And holy fuck, am I never going to do it, because I have to beat it on 1 life. And I died about 300 times my first playthrough. So it's like Dark Souls. You can't fucking die. You can't live in that game too long. But
Hmm.
it's incredibly fun. Good platforming. The sequel's coming out soon. The music, I listen to this shit while I sleep. I've listened to this shit while going to school. I've listened to this shit like when I'm doing something calming. Like I can even just tell my Amazon Echo just to be like, yeah, let's play some music and just have it calming, relaxing me. Number two, Halo: The
Cool.
Master Chief Collection, or the Master Chef Collection, as some people like to call it. So much fun. It's 6 games in one. It's
Yeah.
the main Halo games. Halo 5 doesn't count because fuck Halo 5. I have a friend who likes Halo 5. He's like, we should play that. I'm like, unless you want to grind achievements with me, I'm not touching that thing. I don't play
Mm,
that for fun. That is the least fun Halo ever.
okay.
Like,
What's so bad about it compared to one, two, three, and four?
well, the story sucks. You play as this guy named Spartan Locke who's there to kill Master Chief because they think he's gone rogue and stuff like that. And you
Mm-hmm.
play as him for most of the game instead of Master Chief, which is what everyone wanted.
Mm-hmm.
There's the multiplayer is different. I don't think it's nearly as good. And there's new modes where you can buy packs to get power weapons and stuff like that. So it's pay to win in a
Ah,
way,
yeah.
and it's pay to customize. So it's not like, hey, if you want to spend 100 hours grinding for this really rare piece of armor, you can do it. It's like, if you want this rare piece of armor, you're gonna have to spend $100, and you may get it. You can't
Oh,
just buy it
jeez.
directly. Yeah, so it's like, hey, where did you get that armor? It's not like, let's pick a game like Destiny. It's not like, hey, where did you get that? Oh, I grinded this boss and I got really lucky with it. Or it's like some really old game where it's like, how did you get that helmet? Oh, I beat this challenge in the game. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get that helmet? Oh, I got it in a pack.
Yeah.
It's not good. Not a good time. Halo: The Master Chief Collection, a lot of it is fun. The one thing that I don't like about it so far is there's like a battle pass system for the armor unlocks, but they said it's an experiment. They're gonna try something different, and there's
Mm-hmm.
no you can't pay for anything, so it's just you just have to keep playing multiplayer.
Oh,
So
there you go.
it's not a big deal. But bringing back my baby, Halo Reach to me was so much fun. Playing Halo 3 again was amazing. Connecting with some people on Halo, getting all these achievements and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that is worth your money. If you were to buy one game and just like, I like first-person shooters, I like like fighting aliens, I like space, stuff like that. This is the game you get because you're like, oh, I don't want this one. Let's try this one, and you play one of the 6 games on there.
Is it how expensive is it for all 6 games?
Let's take a look. Well, it's free on the Game Pass Ultimate, so it could basically cost you $1 to play for a month. Uh, let's see, Halo MCC, 55 US dollars, which is around 75 Canadian
Oh,
or
for
60.
six.
Like for like,
That's to just straight up buy it. It would only be six, like 65, $70
yeah, and like
for 6 games.
for 6 games, all with
That'd be yeah.
really good stories and stuff like that. And
With like the DLC, like all the multiplayer maps and everything too, or
it's got all the multiplayer maps. It's got all of the customization. It's got all the stories. It's got all the different modes and stuff like that.
if honestly, if I had an Xbox, I would probably do that because that'd be I've Halo was one of the games that I actually did play a lot when it was on Xbox and Xbox 360.
Well, if you get an Xbox, let me know. I got some passes for Game Pass Ultimate. You can play some Halo with me. You
Yeah, I doubt that's ever gonna happen.
could, you could win one, dude. I had a buddy of mine who worked at, or who still works at the Source,
Hmm.
uh, which is like a tech store here in Canada. Some dude came in and bought 5 grand worth of stuff for his family, and this is like the middle of the summer, so he's just like, my buddy just like was like, dang, that's a lot of stuff. He's like, yeah, I know. Do you want some of it? He's like, what? And the guy's just like, yeah, just pick whatever you want. $500, pick whatever you want. He's like, I would feel really bad. I'm not gonna do that. And the guy was just pushing. He's just like, just do it. Just pick something. He's like, he
Was this
buckled.
guy Mr. Beast?
I don't know if it was. That'd be hilarious.
If
The,
it was no, it wouldn't. That would never happen.
it could.
Well, but Mr. Beast would spend more money. He would just give it to you. That and it wouldn't be in Canada.
Yeah. Well, he did. He just was like, here, 500. He was like, he didn't give him $500. He was my buddy was just like, I've always wanted a Nintendo Switch, and he's like, all right, fine. I'll come back in a few hours. I'll buy you the Switch. And he did that. He
Wow,
left the store and he came back and he was like, all right, you wanted the Switch, right? And he got a free Switch from this dude. And I sat there. I'm just
just a
like,
random dude. That's wow.
yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? How are you that lucky? But anyways, yeah. And the last game I have on my top game list,
Drum roll, please.
uh, my camera is just shaking.
Yeah,
Enter the Gungeon. That was my top game this year. It was a pretty
not
good
Persona
indie game.
5.
Not Persona 5, because I didn't play Persona 5 this year. I played it
Oh,
last
okay.
year. But
Oh.
even if I did, I didn't play any of it this year. I played like 30 minutes when I got bored, and then I was like, why would I, if I'm sick, why would I bother playing my PlayStation? Why not just suck it up, go grab my Xbox from out the other room, put it in here because it's the same power cord, and just play Xbox? So, Enter the Gungeon, amazing art style, which is very unique, a ton of guns, an amazing soundtrack that makes you jam out. Literally, I would be on stream just like, Enter the gun! Enter the gun! And like, it's so good, it's so much fun, it feels so satisfying to like beat entire floors of the game and just be like, I didn't take any damage. Or like, I once did a run where I didn't take damage from a single boss, and I won. And I was just like, I did it. I was so good.
Nice.
I was so fucking happy. You have no idea. But other than that, I sunk a lot of hours into that game. I got another friend of mine hooked on that game. It was just amazing. It was so much fun.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was my top 13 games. If you want to see the list, it is on Twitter. So on TwitLonger, so you can check out my Twitter here. There you go. Twitter.com/JTonitis. Boom. And there you go. Uh, so how
For
about
me, for me, I wonder what. Can you take a guess of what game I'm? The only game I ever played. Take a random.
Mario?
Yes.
I also didn't
No.
include I didn't include Mario Odyssey in that list.
No. Still shredding Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of
Yeah.
Duty and Spider-Man. What would you prefer,
Well, I
Spider-Man?
play. Well, Spider-Man technically came out in 2018,
Yeah,
so that's.
no, but like
But I.
a lot of these games came out way late, like way earlier. These are just
Oh,
games I played this year.
you played. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know. I guess three. Yeah. I've the entire year. I guess I technically played like 4 games, basically.
Mhm.
Call of Duty. Um. Well, technically I played Uncharted 4, but I played and beat it. Um. I started at the Deadpool game. I never finished it.
Is that new?
I no, it came out in like 2013.
Uh,
Um, and then I finally downloaded just recently, like on for Boxing Day sale or Boxing Week or whatever it was. I downloaded God of War
mhm.
4, so that's been pretty fun so far.
There
But
you go.
but
God of War I've heard is such an amazing game. Just not even the story, just like the visuals and the
mm,
gameplay itself.
yeah, it was weird because I had to change the controls on it because classic God of War it's square triangle X to like fight.
Mhm.
But in this one, they made it R1, L1, R2, L2, or whatever, which is weird. So I had to like pause the game and then change the settings back to classic X triangle. So I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck was it? I was like, that was so weird. So, but at least it came up real easy. It was easy to switch right over.
yeah.
I don't know why that wasn't the default, but whatever. Um, but yeah, I've I've barely even started. I've only played for like a couple hours, and I have no idea how long the story actually is.
Mhm.
Um, but it's been pretty fun so far. But I still would go to like Call of Duty because I downloaded God of War, and like a day later I still went to Call of Duty. That's just my
Yeah.
go-to game. Is just when I'm just bored at home, whatever. I'll just shred some COD and
You know,
yeah.
for the amount of time that I put into Black Ops 4 this year, I didn't put it anywhere on my list. I found the game itself was supremely disappointing. Supremely disappointing. Because, like, Blackout, and I really could care less. Multiplayer, and it's still the exact same. The Zombies mode, which I was there for, was so disappointing.
Hmm.
Like, back in 2018 when the game came out, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Now looking back on it, I'm like, this system fucking sucks. Like, create a class? Sure, I don't mind picking, like, cool, a gun to start out with, a grenade to go with, and, like, that's fine. What I
Hmm.
don't like is picking my perks so I can only get 4, instead of finding Easter eggs to get more of them. because with the old system, if you popped something called Perkaholic, you got all 9 perks. So you had basically full power. You'd have more health, more damage, faster reloads, faster revives. Now with this, it's like you could get faster revives and you get faster reloads, but you don't get the more damage. You get like different effects. Like, oh, you
Hmm.
summon a wolf to fight for you. Like, that's cool, but it doesn't make you feel as badass as like drinking all of these perks and being like, oh yeah, let me choose the way I want to go. And there's no point in, and if like you get a
Trying to
gun,
make it as similar, more similar to multiplayer than
yeah,
to whole other games, this whole other game mode.
yeah, and zombies, it had such a good thing going for it. Black Ops 3 was amazing. The hype around it was good, and then they just hit us with this, and it kind of just hit like a fucking wall because it was like Black Ops 3 zombies I put more time into than any other zombies game, I think.
Hmm.
That's actually a lie. Black Ops 2 zombies I put way too much time into. But Black Ops 3 zombies was a lot of fun and I enjoyed the time I put into it and I was really into just leveling up my guns cuz it's like cool. The more time you spend with these guns, the better they get. And if I want to change strategies halfway through a run, just say, okay, I want to use explosive guns. It's like, cool, I can down myself, get the perks I need for it, then I can run this strategy. Instead of it being, you know, oh, I only can get these 4 perks and these 4 perks only. Other than that, I'm kind of shit out of luck. So if I want to change a strategy or find something that works better halfway through, you're kind of just shit out of luck, and that's terrible game design,
Hmm.
in my opinion. So
Hence why it wasn't on the list.
yeah, I would put it on one of the most disappointing games. And some of the maps and characters just suck. I got it to the point where character voices I turned completely off. I was like, I can't do this. I can't listen to your dumbass shit in this game while I'm trying to play.
Hmm.
That's how bad it was. But anyways, um, we only have we don't really have too much coming for the gaming corner. Other than that, um, some of this stuff really doesn't apply to us, like Teslas. Apparently, the Tesla holiday update added Stardew Valley to their cars,
Okay.
so they added a farming game to their cars,
Yeah.
which is really weird. So you could so if you're just sitting in traffic bored
Well,
as hell.
yeah, I guess it's gives you something to do with considering like in LA there's a shit ton of traffic, so
hmm And
I
some
get I don't know.
and yeah, and or if you let the car auto drive itself, then boom, you could just play Stardew Valley on the way.
See, I think according to like most laws, I think that's still illegal. You can
For
have your
distracted
car self
driving.
you can yeah, you could still have your car like self drive. You're allowed to do that, but I don't think you're allowed to be playing a game while doing it. I
Yeah,
think you still have to I think legally you still have to like be awake and like in case something happens, like
and you need
I
to take control.
you can yeah, you can take control or something like that. Like
Yeah,
I think I'm not obviously I haven't done any research on this, but I to my knowledge I think it counts as
it would make
distracted
sense
driving.
that it would be like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Some of the tweets that came from it are hilarious. Like, someone put, "Damn you, Elon! Now I have to buy a Tesla to complete my Stardew Valley collection." I was like, "Dang, that is that's hilarious." I don't know if it's out yet because it said it was coming holiday 2020, or sorry, it was just a holiday update.
Hmm.
Um, Tesla holiday update, software update, Stardew Valley, stuff like that.
Well, go get a Tesla and find out.
Dude, that's my dream car. If I could just get a Tesla and just have
Me
Elon
too.
Musk sign it, I would be so happy. But another game that's coming out is apparently a new Yu-Gi-Oh game. It's coming to
Ooh.
PS4, Xbox One,
Ooh.
and PC. Wow, a game is actually coming out
Ooh.
for Xbox One. Guess we
Ooh.
never hear that anymore.
I liked Millennium Duels. I hated the annoying ass robot that came with that game, but Millennium Duels was awesome.
hmm Okay, apparently it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist first launched on the Nintendo Switch back in April. They didn't announce any additional platforms, but now it is revealed it's coming to Xbox One, PC, and PS4.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Nobody knows when it's coming out, and apparently the game has already been out. So let's just take a look at this Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, because I'm guessing it's probably going to be similar to Millennium Duels. Like the one thing that I found difficult with Millennium Duels was that after you, because you can beat the game all the way through, and then it flips like the board and makes it to the same people you play against, but a harder strategy, like harder difficulty.
Mhm.
But they kind of make it so you almost have to pay to win. Like you were always saying with Hearthstone, you can buy cards and make your deck yourself
Yeah.
because it's the same idea as buying a deck in real life. But
Mhm.
you like every duel you get in Millennium duels, you get a new card in normal like, or if you win, you get like 5 or 6 cards, however many. If you
Mhm.
lose, you still get like 1 or 2. But like it makes it so you can still build a deck and play the game just by building a deck that way, which was the way I played.
Mhm.
But like they really made it so you basically like had to like actually buy decks and buy cards,
Yeah.
or else it's gonna be super difficult.
And
Like
I don't mind buying cards in real life because it's like at
yeah,
that point it's not pay to win. It kind of is pay to win, but it's like at least you have physical value still
yeah.
there.
But I remember in 2018 I wanted to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh, but I never did.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is a really cool thing. I never got into it as a kid, but I really wish I did because I was one of those kids that's like Pokemon's better than Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon. Like, the trifecta.
As most people, yeah, most people are.
Yeah.
I was the one kid that liked Yu-Gi-Oh better.
I would have been with you if I had been introduced to it, but I never really got introduced to it. My parents were like, "Here, Nintendo, Pokemon, go, 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 go," and we kind of stuck with that. But speaking of Nintendo, I don't know if you saw this. Dell reveals an Alienware concept UFO PC for the gaming handheld. So that's what this title is. I don't know what the fuck this
Okay.
title is, but basically what this means is they have this thing. It looks like a Nintendo Switch, and I'm not wrong. This thing looks like a Nintendo Switch because it has basically like the Joy Cons on the sides and the D-pad and the buttons and triggers and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
basically, what it looks like, it just looks like a portable console.
Yeah, so basically Dell, the computer company, is making their own gaming portable console,
Yeah,
essentially.
and from apparently what it is apparently it's gonna sell from 500 to 1,000 US dollars, which is not the worst. If I can get achievements on it, I would definitely get it. But odds are, in the future, xCloud is going to exist. I already have a phone, and I learned recently that these things can be hooked up to this, so I can just use that instead of buying this 500 or this $1,000 piece of shit that looks clunky. Like, and the thing with the Switch, it looks adorable and it's compact. It's slim as hell. This thing does not look slim. It just doesn't. It looks like it's a fucking you know, what? God damn it! You know those old Game Boy Advances, not like the flip or not Game Boy Advances. Those old Game Boys, those like
The
really
Game
really
Boy, yeah, the Game Boy Advance, not the Game Boy SP.
yeah, like the Game Boy Advance is the flip one, right? And then there's the Game Boy SP.
No, there was no, it was the Game Boy was
Oh yeah yeah
the
yeah yeah
Game Boy Advance was the rectangular one. The SP was the folded one.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So the Game Boy Advance, yeah. So imagine that, but like 3 times as big and just like a little bit bulkier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they kind of
What's it?
just looks like a downgrade on the design. Also, the color scheme is awful. The buttons don't look good. I just find that really awkward. I just don't like that. So that's a thing.
Oh,
So if you want
yeah,
to
I see.
also
It does look basically like the
it is yeah, it's essentially the
it's
Switch. Look,
but it looks like it's attached. It doesn't look like you can detach it like the Switch can.
no, you can't. But here's my question. Why would you buy this when you can spend an extra few $100s to buy a laptop and then buy a gaming mouse and a headset? Cuz you're going to no matter what, you're going to buy a headset.
Yeah.
Like why not buy a laptop so you have the functionality of both? It's not as compact for sure, but
And most people that have compact have a Switch anyway.
exactly, right? Like I don't really see a market for this.
I think it's just thrown to the market just to see if they can compete with the everything else, right?
Mhm.
Because Sony has a gaming console, Microsoft does. Those are both originally, you know, tech companies. Like Dell is just another computer company,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly,
they're
right?
trying to throw in something into the market.
Mhm. And Google Stadia exists.
Google
Like
Stadia, yeah, that's
that's not I think they need to start smartening up. They really need to like buckle down and say, "Okay, where did we go wrong? We need to fix something because nobody is buying our product, or if people are, it astounds me because some people are like, this is awful. Like even on a fast internet, it still sucks. The fact you have to
Mhm.
pay for games and the subscription is pretty ridiculous. But I don't know. That's enough about Google. That's really all I got for gaming stuff this week. It was a really slow like holiday season. Besides the topic we'll get into in a little bit. But Davis wanted to talk about our 2019 highlights.
Yeah.
So are you talking about like the podcast highlights or like highlights overall?
Well, mostly podcast highlights, but just just like the year in general if you wanted to. But
Hmm.
basically, because there's a few things that I wanted to bring up because they were hilarious. Were your major rants of 2019
Oh my god.
of building the wooden platform for the PC for the microphone
Oh, for the
Apple.
Apple
You're
stand.
trying where you literally walked up and you had a big ass like 20-minute rant about a
Oh,
freaking
yeah. I fucking hate that thing. Like, how stupid do they think we are? Apparently, really stupid because EA is still a company. But besides the point, like, why would anyone spend? How much was it again?
well, I
A
think it was three
grand
grand. I think it was 3 grand, if I remember correctly.
for like the computer and the stand?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
But
wasn't
it
it
was
like
yeah, it
a
was
thousand dollars just for the stand?
yeah, and I remember you went off. I'm gonna get a piece of wood. Just went on to this big ass rant and just screaming on how much you hate Apple and like it's so funny though. Like
It is.
I I don't like Apple products either, but you just like blow them out of the water like
Yeah,
the
it's
rage.
I can't understand. Like, I know people who own Apple products and they're like, they're happy with it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Especially if they live, like, in a lifestyle that's like, yeah, we are fairly wealthy and we are able to integrate uh, Apple into everything we do. So, like, our tablets, our computers, and stuff like that. Good for you. For the
Yeah.
99% of the population that doesn't live like that, we have Android and
Hmm.
Google and shit that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, like the Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates epic rap battle of history really solidified this as like people with jobs use PC, and that's like 99% of the people. And people who are creative, they can use a MacBook, sure, or like a lot of people,
You
why not use a PC and have three monitors?
yeah, you can spend less money and have just as much power or more.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly, right? And with multiple variation, right? So like
Yeah.
with multiple uses. So this computer here isn't just for recording the podcast. It's also where I stream, I play video games from, I relax in. This is like my home base. Meanwhile, with an Apple computer, I might not be able to get that, especially with gaming, because Apple does no fuck all about gaming.
Hmm.
They're not even gonna try.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a PC master race, but I understand but people that are PC master race definitely know that it's PC, not Mac.
Yeah,
You don't game on a Mac.
exactly. Um, but yeah, that I do agree. That was a pretty good highlight. Just being like, fuck this,
You
fuck Apple. I hate
the
this.
other big rant, probably one of our funniest videos that we ever did, which was 100% agreed upon by, the entire internet. Well, I guess not agreed upon,
Mhm.
the hate on Sonic.
That was so much fun. That was oh my god. The
That
fact
was
that we
probably one of our best episodes just because it was such a good like because everyone on the internet freaking just hated it and it actually changed the rage
mhm.
of the internet actually made it so the Sonic character actually changed and got fixed.
Yeah, everyone it was like, I can't believe we bullied an entire corporation into changing something for us. It's like, well, yeah, it's not like, hey, you guys suck. It's like, okay, this sucks. What you did
Hmm.
was awful. Like, imagine this. Imagine you're at a restaurant. And you're at a restaurant with 50 of your friends. You invite them out because you're like, hey, this place is nice. And you order like a bunch of pizzas because, yeah, you're at this nice restaurant. You might enjoy some pizzas like to share with 50 of your friends. And instead of pizzas, they came out with garbage cans and just threw the garbage bags right on top. And they were like, "There you go." That's
And
exactly
it
what
had one
Sonic is.
pepperoni
That
slice on top of
garbage.
it.
Sonic, The good Sonic that we have now is the pizza. The Sonic we had back then was the garbage. It's
Yeah.
the pools of liquid that are sitting at the bottom of a
It,
garbage bag. That's what Sonic was. And they were like, "This is." We were said, "Managers, this is unacceptable. You need to change this." And if they didn't change it, guess what? We would never go to that restaurant again. I would say, "Sorry, I recommended it," but
yeah.
like that
No, it's a good
was
analogy.
it's a fucking and I'm glad that we have what we have now. I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
I still wait. When does it come out again? The new one?
The Sonic
Yeah.
movie.
Or did it come out already? Or
No,
no? I don't think so.
no, it's still got a while, isn't it? February 14th.
Okay, so just
So a month and a week away.
yeah, so not that bad.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. I might see it. I don't know. Depends on what I'm
I'm
doing at that
thinking about
time.
seeing it. I gotta.
Just I would think about it just basically just to support the graphic designers that frickin' and artists that had to scrap like everything.
I think their studio actually shut down too. The people who did the rework, their studio got shut down.
The
Something like
rework
that.
or don't you, wouldn't it, what the rework? What
Like the
wouldn't it, the original work make more sense than the rework?
well, apparently they just wasted so much money that that apparently their things are down. Let's see. The visual effects company, moving picture company, has apparently shut down its studio in Vancouver. Yeah, this was December 13th.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the people who did the Sonic movie VFX got shut down.
Jesus Christ.
So thanks, Sega, bastards.
Wow. Can't even and don't even end up getting paid for the amount of work that they actually did.
That's the equivalent of EA being like, "Hey, BioWare, create this Mass Effect game or this Anthem game," and then it comes out like shit because of EA, and then they're like, "Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna shut you down."
Hmm.
Because and it's like, it's not like, oh, that's just business. I think it was Satoru Iwata or something like that, the head of Nintendo, shared half, took his paycheck and cut it in half so he didn't have to fire employees.
Mm.
Uh, what is it? Nintendo's president and board of directors have volunteered to take substantial pay cuts in the wake of the Nintendo 3DS markdown. Reported last year. So apparently, company president Satoru Iwata said at an investors briefing on Friday, Iwata's salary, reported last year to be $770,000, will be cut by half. So he cut half of his own salary to be like, "Okay, you guys, we're gonna keep you employed. This wasn't your fault."
Hmm.
That's what a good fucking person does. And it,
CEO, yeah.
yeah. Meanwhile, these guys are just like,
Let's get the shit out of the stick.
exactly. But whatever. What were some other good moments of that? I don't know. I have to check our. I love the gaming we did. The first game of NHL that we ever recorded together was the best.
Oh, fuck.
So
How I
fucking
was
good.
like 1 second away from tying up that one game,
Yeah, and
and
then after
then
that, it just went downhill a little
then
bit.
it just showed on how much better at gaming you are than me.
It shows how much. Honestly, like I've been going undefeated except for one, and then the one loss I had, I was really upset.
Mm.
What else is there? Yeah, the apple. That one was hilarious. Um, the ice cream bandit. I don't even remember what that was. What was the ice cream bandit?
I have no
Oh
idea.
yeah, that was the good one. The lady who licked the ice cream and put it
Oh
back in the thing
right.
and went to jail for it. We said we were gonna give an update on that. Let's see. Let me see. Ice cream liquor liquor woman arrested. That's what it said. Okay, they said they found it, but oh my god, I hate that. Whatever websites say, yeah, you're not allowed to use ad blocker on here. Go fuck yourself. That's my choice, not yours.
Oh, yep, true.
I don't know, but I think she's in jail. I It says she got arrested. Uh, all tubs containing. They removed all of that, but it doesn't really say after that. Uh, But anyways, that was a
Well,
great
anyway,
one because it just showed how fucking dumb people faces 20 years in prison. That's what this thing says, but
do you
obviously
know what that reminded me of?
jailed for criminal mischief.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wait.
Another
Oh wait, this is a different person? Someone else did this? Yeah, someone else did this.
what?
Yeah, it's not a
They didn't
joke.
learn from the other person's mistake
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't.
or bad prank or fuck up or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, do you
just
know what was another really good thing from 2019? That was so funny.
what?
As you brought that up, it reminded me of bathwater.
Oh, the Belle Delphine bat. Oh God,
Oh, that
dude,
was.
someone made a fucking parody of that. Like
Oh,
not a legitimate one. So, Angry Joe Show, uh, they recently got dropped for no reason by whoever was sponsoring them and allowing them to create their content.
yeah.
he they were like, guys, we joined the YouTube program and we're gonna be on Patreon, so if you guys want to support us there and stuff like that. But before the one of their guys was in the bathtub and they were gonna be selling bathtub bathwater to like this giant buff dude. It is the greatest thing ever, and I completely forgot that that even happened. For some reason, it just didn't register in my mind. I even tweeted at him and I said, "Where can I get some?" And he just liked the tweet. It was a great time. But yeah, that was quite the story, huh?
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting thing.
Does she still even exist? I think she.
Probably most porn stars last more than a year.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, she's not an actual porn star. Wait, what? She was a. Wait, was she? I don't remember.
No, she wasn't a porn star.
She was a Twitch streamer or something.
She was an Instagram model.
Instagram. Oh
There
fuck,
you
that's what
go.
it was. Right. That's how much it only because you reminded me of the ice cream thing that reminded me of that.
Yeah. Instagram account banned her. After her ban, she went on Patreon and on Twitter. That she. Oh yeah. I don't know. Okay, apparently some of the Metropolitan Police reports, like the mugshots of her when she got in legal trouble with that bathwater, apparently don't contain watermarks, so they're probably faked, from what I understand. But
Hmm.
from what I've seen,
Well,
she
what she
doesn't
was
exist
doing
anymore.
wasn't technically illegal.
No,
It was just
but
weird.
the thing that was illegal was she was advertising that part of her was in the bathwater
Oh,
when it wasn't.
well, technically it would be because of like skin cells and stuff.
Yeah,
If you
because
think
like
about it.
DNA and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just a whole weird thing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, she
Uh.
does have a Twitter account, but she hasn't posted much. She posts like once in a while, and
Mhm.
that's about it. Literally, she her last post was November 4th, 2019.
Mm.
So, yeah, I think
That's
she's
less frequent than me.
yeah, I think she's gone in the water. Uh,
Ha. But
yeah, exactly. What else do we do?
you know what was something that was good that wasn't a rant or anything? Well, it was something that went majorly off topic, but I still think it was a really good off topic rabbit trail.
What's up?
Was when we started talking about online bullying and mental health
Yeah,
and like child what is it called, the suicide hotline and stuff like that.
yeah,
Even though we don't have many listeners or anything like that, I still think it was a good thing to. I don't remember how we got into that rant or how it went down that major rabbit hole, but
but it
that
was
was one of the ones that your brother randomly jumped in on the
my
conversation too.
cousin actually. Yeah,
Oh, that's a
he was
cousin.
listening because we have a bed out here, which is where like the guests stay. So he was just
Yeah.
chilling there. So we were talking, and then he just kind of overheard. But yeah, I think that was really good because it kind of just is like, yeah, if you have any mental problems, make sure to reach out to us. Like I suffer from mental problems, like mental anxiety, relationship anxiety, shit like that. So and it can be really tough, especially if you don't have anyone to talk to. So
Hmm.
yeah. Also, anxiety probably isn't the best thing to be going to Europe with, but I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. So Thank you
You
for
should be
all those
fine.
that are concerned about me going to Europe. So yeah, and the
Just make sure to have an internet connection so we can still record when you're gone.
record on the bus. Oh my god, that'd be so weird. Cause it's like it's people that are there's like it's not just me that's going on this. It's not like I got a private tour. It's like 30 other people or whatever on this
Yeah,
coach. So it'll be like, yeah, I'm just chilling out here in the on near Big Ben, just recording the podcast and stuff like that. Or like, imagine if I did that but with other people around. Like
yeah.
fucking like a bunch of people are like drinking and stuff like that, and they just come up and they just want to be in the podcast. It'd be the sloppiest
That
podcast ever. That would be
that'd be a
hilarious.
way of getting it out to people
Exactly, that would be hilarious. It's like, what do we do? It's just like,
across the
well, if you
pond.
want, you could be a part of this with me. I'd have my webcam and stuff with me, and just be like, "Sup, it's me. I
Like
exist."
Flash from Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, I would need to bring like the big fucking dildo mic that I have, and just like.
Did you just say dildo, Mike? I wonder what Shannon. What you're trying to get? Nope, not gonna.
No,
Nope, never mind.
just saying, dude. Just saying.
My
Um,
apologies.
oh yeah, there was a rant that I really enjoyed, the Bill Maher rant, and then that eventually led into Jimmy Kimmel.
Your Jimmy Kimmel. That was one of our original ones.
Was it? I think.
That was because I remember you talking about that. That was one of like episode like 2 or 3,
Hmm.
which was 2018.
Yeah. I don't remember which one we had. I don't know. Remember which one we were recording, but I remember I met Shannon right after we had recorded an episode for the podcast,
Oh yeah.
which was hilarious. It was like she had a test and she was like, "Hey, my test got canceled. I'm gonna head over soon." I'm like, oh fuck, Davis, we have to go. Let's go, 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 go." We tried.
Oh, that's when we were still doing it at school.
Yeah, we were still doing it at school. We were like, I think it was
Very,
like
very new.
episode 3 or something, and then you were like, so you'll be the one editing this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, I gotta go, see you, bye, and I was just like
Yeah,
running out the door. I was like
yeah, that was
freaking
the
out.
one that you forgot your headset.
No, no, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
Episode 3 was the one that you forgot your headset.
Okay,
I remember that, so it
there's
wasn't that one then.
so it's either 2 or 4 then.
Okay.
Oh God, I remember that. But yeah, that was a pretty funny moment.
If you want to go back to listen to any of these, go back
Did,
and watch the
yeah,
Sorry, that was bad.
that was. Okay, one last one for me was when we did the escape room together, because you kind of got to. That was your first
Oh,
escape room,
the
right?
first and only escape room. I've never done any one since.
Exactly, right? So I would
Except
say
the only thing I don't like about that is my very cheesy smile that I look like a freaking
it looks
10-year
great.
old.
I love that smile.
I look like I'm older than both of you, and I look like I'm younger because I'm just like,
It's fine. That's a
no, do
good
not
thing.
bring it up. I will
That's a
friggin'
good
smack you.
that's a good thing though.
But it was a fun experience for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. Well,
Speaking on that, did you ever end up continuing the YAG escape room Instagram
no,
page?
we ended up like yeah,
Didn't think so.
yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's some of the highlights of 2019. What are we looking forward to for 2020?
Well, not what's come up so far. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
World War III is about to start. Australia's on fire. It's been a fun time.
And yeah,
My dad. Our pets' heads are falling off. From
what?
oh, God, what movie is that? Dumb and Dumber. Duh.
Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, the bird. Pretty bird, pretty bird.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the first Dumb and Dumber.
that was a fucking
Yeah,
great
I
movie.
I don't think anything's gonna actually happen,
So far, nothing
but
has, and I don't think it will.
no one, if any president would start a war, it would be frickin' Trump.
That is true.
Jesus,
If
Jesus
anything were to
Christ.
happen, yeah, it would be Trump.
I saw this post on Twitter that someone put of Trump talking before. So this was when Obama was trying to get reelected, apparently.
Uh,
Uh, so this was in 2011. Trump was like, "Oh, the only way he's trying to scare people into reelecting him is by threatening a war." So it's like The irony of
Yeah,
this is before he was even running for president. Now he's freaking literally damn near started a war. Like, god damn it.
yeah. Like, how are you gonna? How do you not see the irony behind it?
Because he's fucking Trump.
Exactly, right? He's just the worst. But yeah, there was that, and then the Australian fires, which are not great.
Uh, that's it. Although this kind of goes back onto 2019, but not 2020. But I was a supporter of the Team Trees movement by Mr. Beast, Mark Rober, and other major YouTubers
Yeah.
to plant 20 million trees by 2020.
Hmm.
Oh wait, now all of Australia is on fire, so that's where are all those trees gonna go? Like Jesus
Exactly.
Christ.
Well,
Fuck.
now we gotta now you gotta start it up again, Mr.
Yeah.
Beast. Get more trees out there. And like, it's really sad to see that because it's like, listen, Australia's bad just because of all the dangerous animals and stuff that make me not want to go over there, but they don't deserve that by a
Oh,
long shot.
the giant spiders
Oh
and
my god, don't even. Just disgusting. Disgusting spiders.
I'd visit Australia. I think
I,
it'd be fun.
I would visit it, but I wouldn't be there for too long. I wouldn't go anywhere
No.
too wild. I would like to stick in the more civilized places. If
That's
it's like,
true, yeah.
but if they ever said, "Oh yeah, these spiders just appear anywhere," I'd be like, "Nope, nope, nope."
Carry around a freaking machete everywhere you go.
Exactly right. So there's that. I don't like I don't know what else to say. It's like, yeah, I feel bad and like
Yeah.
condolences to everyone who's like lost their lives, lost their homes and stuff like that. Like
Yep.
us as Canadians, we'll take you. Don't go to America. You don't
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
get in that mess.
Yeah, we have the room.
We have the
But
room.
that's gonna we'll take yeah, but you have to
You have to be
know what
cold.
a winter is.
Yeah, you have to be cold for a bit, and yeah, and it really sucks for them. But the same thing happened here with the Fort McMurray fires and stuff like that. How did these
Here,
fires even start? Like the Australian fires?
the I haven't looked into it, so I have no idea. But it's like just heat. I don't know. Something one little twig catches and then everything's so dry and it just
Hmm. A large fire broke out. So apparently there's like bushfire season. Sorry. So,
hmm.
it involves a series of bushfires that are currently burning across Australia. That's at the okay. It really doesn't say too much.
May not be information on it yet.
Well, there like looking on the Wikipedia right now. It's destroyed like thousands of homes and stuff like that. It really doesn't say when it start.
Well, that's what you get for going on Wikipedia. You should go onto a journal website or something.
It's Wikipedia is a legitimate source. But anyways, like, cause I remember what happened here, cause it was like some asshole just didn't extinguish their cigarette, and then we had a ton of fires go off, and it was
Yeah.
just like, great, thanks for that, and
Yep.
it sucked when we moved past it, and I know Australia will as well, especially with all the help and stuff. Did you see the story about the girl who sent out nudes for $10 a pop so that she could raise money for the for the fires, and she raised over $100,000?
Holy shit.
Yeah, so like sex sells, and it's fucking hilarious because it's like 10,000 people bought these pictures.
I saw
For
that I saw a random billionaire apparently donated 5 million to it.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
a lot of people like let's uh it's amazing how much
I
people are willing to donate and stuff like
I'm
that.
kind of surprised. I haven't seen anything from them yet, but one of my favorite YouTubers, they're How Ridiculous. I've mentioned them before. They're from Australia.
Hmm.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't even tweeted about it or mentioned it or anything like that yet,
Hmm.
to my knowledge. Which is kind of surprising, but
Oh yeah, there is a lady spent who spent some money to like foster a koala, so spending dollars to foster a koala.
yeah,
Yeah, apparently she thought she was actually getting a koala, not just helping one survive and giving it a home. She was like, "Oh, I thought I was actually getting a koala." Uh, I found this list of people that are helping donating. So Elton John, Chris Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, comedian Celeste Barber raised $31 million as of January 8th, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Alicia Beth Moore, Rebel Wilson, Dacre Montgomery, the guy who plays Billy in Stranger Things, which is super
Okay.
cool because he's also Australian. Uh,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, Kylie Minogue, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, some tennis player named Novak Jovic, uh, Moose Elk, the Australian YouTuber, raised $125,000.
Okay.
Ash Barty, singer Demi Im, and her husband Noah, I don't know who that is, and Maria Sharapova donated 17,000, and billionaire Justin Hems donated $500,000. Really, you're a billionaire? You only donate 500,000? Ring. Should
Yeah.
be a billion.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. What are we as regular Joes gonna do about it? Not really much. We probably could give a few bucks here and there, but
Mhm.
of course that would help, but like obviously not much.
No.
So yeah, exactly like you said earlier, just give the support for people and everything like that.
Mhm. If I meet someone on Xbox and they're like, "Yeah, we need a house to live in," I'll be like, "Yeah, come on down." As long as we, know you're not rapists or murderers, then sure, you could come live in our house. I don't care.
Oh my God.
Listen,
But
I'll sleep next to my Xbox. I'll kill.
okay. So
Yeah.
what are you looking forward to for 2020?
Um, to quote
What's
Logan
something
Paul, health, happiness, and hella bitches. Yeet.
I'm sure Shannon's happy to hear that.
Oh, but but no. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Ori and the Blind Forest 2, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm looking forward to streaming a lot more. I'm looking forward to Europe. I think that's gonna be an awesome trip. Maybe vlog or something like that. I'd love to do like a montage video because I definitely want a video of me fucking paragliding in Switzerland. I think that would be amazing. For
Oh,
some
that'd be dope.
people, for people in Switzerland, like, oh yeah, this is just a day in the life for us. It's like for me, it's like I don't get to do either of these things, so I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna make a big fucking deal about it.
Buy a GoPro.
Exactly. I don't know. I'll just use my phone. If it dies, it dies. If it's sitting in my pocket and it decides to fall out at 20,000 feet,
She gone.
she gone. And then I'll be like, hey, you know what? Take this fucking phone, Razer. Can I get a repair for it now, bastards?
Uh,
But other than that,
no more ranting about Razer.
I can rant about Razer
You
all I
went from
want.
loving them to hating them over like chords.
Okay, well here's the thing. Here's before we end off, like with Davis's stuff. I loved Razer when I was growing up because Razer was like the top end products, and then I started getting into Corsair and I started liking their stuff, and I was like, Razer still exists. Let me buy some of Razer stuff. But the Razer stuff that I bought hasn't been the best for me besides the mice. Like the webcam is perfectly fine. Like it records me super well. Okay, you could see like the cuts in the color, but that's just because the green screen and the lighting back here isn't the greatest.
Hmm.
But the headset sucked major donkey dick, and I can never figure out why, and they won't give me a refund on it. The first phone they made, amazing, awesome product. Second phone they made, complete garbage. Hated it.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on Razer, and like their streamer program is a fucking joke. Like I got 10% when I signed on with Into the AM. By the way, intotheam.com. Check my Twitch for the referral link. But anyways, they gave me 10% right off the bat. And they were
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, you can build up this way." These guys have the most complicated system ever. Like Razer has the most complicated fucking system ever. It's like you need to do this, you need to embed this, and you don't have any pictures or anything to use. You have to sign up for this thing and stuff like that. And I just sit there. I'm just like, is this really worth it? And after a month or two, I was just like, I hate this. I'm done with it. Davis is looking for the booty. Yep. He seems to have found the booty. I believe. Yeah,
No, I
can
just
you can you confirm the booty?
no.
Damn
No booty.
No booty. Is dinner ready?
No. I thought I didn't. I thought I muted. Did I
You
not
did.
mute?
No, you did mute. You
I
muted.
did not. Oh, okay. I
You
was like,
did.
I thought I did. Okay.
You muted before, yeah. I was just making fun of you.
Okay.
I was just looking for the booty. But
I
yeah.
wish.
Anyways, the one thing I'm hoping for is a lot of stream success to come in the future, because in the
Hmm.
past few days I've gotten quite a few followers and stuff like that, and I'm really looking forward to getting a lot of gamer score and hopefully entertaining a lot of you guys on Twitch, which is actually what I'm going to be doing right after this. I'm going to be going live on Twitch, and I'm super excited because I've made a lot of friends and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to the new Doom because I think I want to get into the multiplayer of that, and I'm looking just to have a lot of fun with my friends and stuff like that. So
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
that's me.
good way of putting it.
That's me. And no one cares about Davis. Say good night, everybody. Peace out. There you go. Anyways, Davis, what are you looking forward to in 2020? More of this
Hopefully
guy.
I will actually be able to will actually be get able to get this channel going up quite a bit better.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be trying to promote it quite a bit more, hopefully. I don't know. Even just getting the podcast going up more, even if it's even just the YouTube stuff doesn't do as well, I'm more concerned about
Yeah.
getting actually more stuff now that we actually have the podcast on streaming platforms and stuff,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Um, Still trying to build my name up still some more and everything. I'm
Hmm.
hoping by some like so hopefully cross my fingers if I can get uh this my class stuff figured out. I will I will officially graduate from Nate in April.
Woo woo!
So hopefully cross my fingers because I
Party at
again every
Davis's.
semester I always tend to have some sort of issue. So I'm having another issue other issues again.
What was the issue
Not
for
gonna
the
get
first
into it.
semester? I don't. Did you have an issue for the first
I
semester?
had too many classes. It was just
Uh,
a big mess.
that's a you
Uh,
problem.
um, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to. My big thing right now is get into industry, working on commercials or something like that. Starting off, um, if I'm my goal is hopefully to be able to working on an actual uh series like a TV show or something like that,
That would be cool.
like professionally. That would be my big thing for 2020 is to actually be working on a series or something that or get something that I'm trying to create myself actually created and
Hmm.
pitched and made.
Yeah, that
So,
would be incredible, and I would hope you would contact me for something along those lines.
and no one cares about
Hey,
you.
I'm a great actor. You know, I like Apple. Apple is the greatest product ever invented. See, I'm good at acting, dude.
Hey, we have to be somewhat
I
supportive
just
of
acted like a
Apple.
moron. See, come on.
Hey, we have to have let's have 1% like for Apple just because the podcast is now on Apple as well. It's
No,
getting some of our audience.
you're the 1% like.
Okay, I'll give the 1% like.
There you go.
My buddy that listens to us on Apple, so
There you go.
but yeah, I'm hopefully I don't know, we'll eventually get a relationship going. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not it's in my mind my mind is definitely more set on career goals than
Yeah, and
anything else. So
that's totally fair. That's totally acceptable because then you who knows, maybe that person will just randomly pop up,
exactly.
right? Because
But
like I remember with my past relationships, especially the one I never even was looking. I was looking, but it just like wasn't in the place I looked. It's just like boop. Oh, there you go, and it happens. Yeah, literally, they just popped up right beside me and just like boop, and I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? How you doing, girl?
achievement unlocked.
Girl. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, I'm hoping that hopefully we can get at least to the bare minimum. Let's get to 100 subscribers, okay?
I want 100 subscribers. I'm gonna go for 200,000 gamer score.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know.
I
I I wanna
I'd
up.
want to hit the 1,000 mark so we can start qualifying for the YouTube partnership program and everything, but
Yeah, so we can
you
see
know,
money from the ads that are being constantly put on our website or on our show. So we need.
we don't have ads on our show.
Yeah, we do. We get ads, but we don't get paid for them,
Oh.
right?
Well,
Ad
let's
block, bitch. Denial. But I gotta do like we have to find a way to game somehow. Get like I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Find an Xbox, dude. Find an Xbox somewhere. Just if your friend has one and he's like, I don't use this thing anymore. You're just like, can I use it?
Actually, I might have that exact solution.
There you
I
go.
have a friend that barely uses his Xbox that I might be able to at least borrow from.
Yeah, there you go. And
So,
maybe he'll be like my buddy. I have a buddy from the pool, Ian. Bless up to Ian. He fucking gave me a piano, like a keyboard. He was just like, I was just like, I always thought about learning. And the one day I went over to his house and we jammed out for a little bit, played some music and stuff. And he's just like, why don't you fucking have it? I'm like,
just there you
huh?
go.
And he's just like, yeah, it's collecting dust in my house. And I'm like, I guarantee you this will collect dust in my house. He's like,
It's no
yeah,
Nintendo Switch, but it's still some.
yeah. I don't even touch my Switch. I haven't touched my Switch in months. I touched it to plug it back in. That's the most my Nintendo Switch has gotten. I sit here on my Xboxes and my Switch is over there, and I honestly should be playing games on it, but my best friend has like the game that I really wanted to play on it, Octopath Traveler, and he is not letting it go. Well, I haven't even asked him about it, so one day I'll get it back.
Alrighty then.
Anyways, that's about it for us. Davis, take it away with the outro as I fail to spin around.
So this was what episode number was this?
30.
Oh, this was episode 30. There we go. Shows how much paying attention I do.
Paying attention I am.
Yes, that's me.
Words are good now.
This is the first episode of 2020. We will again trying to stay consistent as much as possible and still have every Thursday. Again, we will have it uploaded to Spotify, iTunes, Google, and a few other wherever podcasts are available.
Woo!
As well as, like I said, obviously YouTube. So
there you go.
Look forward to getting more videos going for 2020, and let's keep it going, bud.
Hell yeah, let's keep it going. This 2020, it's not the year for the world, but it's our year.
Hopefully
the world doesn't.
Hopefully 2020 will be better than 2019.
Let's just hope that, this year is actually good following the shit start that we had. Let's hope we have a shit start and a good end.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Considering 2019 was such a shitty end. But
yeah.
Anyway,
a little bit. All right. Anyways, catch you later,
all right,
guys.
Talk to you later, guys.
Bye.
Have fun. Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description.